Today marks a very important day for me, and I'll tell you why soon. But more about this place. This is the place where it all began. This very corner, I'm in Bangalore, and in this room, I would spend hours, days, trying to work on an edit, looking at the tiny nuances, perfecting something just before sending it to the client, and I would just cross my fingers after that. And 10 years later, that's today, we celebrate a decade of running this company. You know, I just saw this movie Michael a week ago, and the young Michael was completely disconnected from the world, creating something, dreaming about things. And I remember there's one line in this movie where his mother comes up to him and says, "Michael, no matter what the world thinks of you, know this, that you're always special to me." That really struck a chord with me is because when I was a kid, I used to be disconnected. I used to always dream, always think about questions that nobody ever asked before. And in school, when you're like this, people take notice. Teachers would think that he needs more focus. Students would think I'm weird. And slowly, I began suppressing some part of myself. And this feeling of suppression just carried on for over 3 decades, even when I ended up in Microsoft. And life was good, it was stable. But somewhere along the way, I knew that I had to break out of this feeling. And that's when I realized that I need to make a safe space for myself, a place to create, a place to express. And that's where I started this company. Not for the fame, not for the money, not for the ambition. This is more about the fear that if I stopped expressing, if I stopped creating, I would slowly disappear. And this week, in fact, reminds me of that feeling, that very feeling of there's this particular concept that I'm working on with my team where an engineer is working in a design lab, and the film name is called Lab to Life. But the engineer starts off with a pencil. The pencil creates a graphite streak, and that graphite breaks into charcoal. The charcoal forms the rail tracks. The rail tracks form a runway. The runway forms a circuit board. Circuit board forms a CPU. All of that packed into one 90-second video. It's an energizer film for an event. And none of this would have been possible to make without technology. And something about technology that it's there for the taking to make these kinds of films. But imagination still starts here. Wow, okay. The lights are gone, but I'm going to keep going. So that feeling of imagination starting here is still with us. And I'm still holding this dear. But this is only for now. This week is going to be very important for my team as we unveil this film for our client. But I would be lying if I said I'm not scared. Scared of the fact that at some point we're going to be, I'm going to go to Lisbon, and I'm not sure if my team will have the same passion or energy while I'm not physically there. And that's what I realized something about building something. It's not just about starting. Oh, there you go. It's not just about starting. It's about seeing it to the end. And that's the beauty of building something. It's not just about having it form. It's about watching it grow. So remember that kid that I talked about in school who was the dreamy kid? He finally found a place that he can call home. And this is the home that I'm so proud of, where my team can thrive with or without me. This is Nikhil, when out of frame.